Let me calling you a radical. This is an important video, a historical video. And it doesn't matter if it gets 12 views because that's fucking the kettling what they've got, Kevin Blanch. So the Million Mass March was invented right there at the Stewart Library by Kevin Blanch. I mean, it was called the Post-Ignorance Project in the early days. Very tied to Anonymous, a whole big time. And so what was really the foundation of the Million Mass March? The Fukushima disaster, the meltdowns of Fukushima, the death of Danielle Willard, murdered by a, well, I don't even think he was even a cop, whatever the hell, masquerading as a cop. And social repression, I mean, all these things. And it's important because the counter at Weber State University, this is the university now. I mean, I'm the guy that was advising those females that did the sit-in that got the diversity center. And they were of all race. They were almost all women. So Black Lives Matters, one of the original founders, has been indicted on 20 counts of wire fraud, which we knew that. The Million Mass March knew they were frauds. We knew that they were Astroturf. We knew it. Now, it had good intentions to start, but that's what happens. So the Million Mass March was invented by Kevin Blanch and John Anthony Fairhurst. John Anthony Fairhurst lived in Boston. Now, John Anthony Fairhurst has tragically been killed in an accident a couple years ago. I don't know what happened. Drove off a mountain. So many of the original Million Mass March are dead. They are anonymous. Well, were. I mean, people's planning a reunion, blah, 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 blah. We knew. We were the accomplished activists. We're the ones that, look, policing, granted, it's not perfect in this country, but policing changed radically in that era because of the Million Mass March. We had 7 million people on March, remember, the 5th of November. Now, I did not want to do the 5th of November, remember. I didn't want to do the whole 5th of November thing. And I didn't want to name it the Million Mass March. I wanted to name it, I called it the Post-Ignorance Project. John Anthony Fairhurst reached out to me. I reached out to him, and we got together, and the other foundation of the Million Mass March, the Grassroots, was Aaron Swartz. Now remember, Aaron Swartz downloaded the server at MIT. A nonviolent crime. The PhDs are housed there. I knew that, including the Fukushima information. Why would Barry Antoinette, Barack Obama, who's the second greatest betrayer in human history? Who's first? John Trump. Oh, MIT, head of the snake. We knew that. Why would he get 30? I got cancer, as you know, in 2011, given 2 months to live. I was in the bone marrow transplant all 2011, 2012, almost dead, going in and out of a coma. When I got out, the doctor says, you can go, we're going to let you go on a trip. They thought they thought I would die. So I wanted to go to New York, visit some friends. And so I was in Brooklyn that day. What a day, January 11th, which is now Earth Day. The guy that invented Earth Day changed it to January 11th. That's the day my father died. That's the day Annika died. That's the day Aaron Swartz in the courtroom trying to negotiate a plea bargain. 35 years for a nonviolent. Went home and hung himself or got suicided, whatever. I mean, they still put him up on a table and jerked the table out from underneath him. Now, he handed the chip to who? Glenn Greenwald? Oh, fuck. What an Astroturf phony fucker. So, it's important because it was started on the death of Aaron Swartz, on the death of Danielle Willard, on Fukushima, the greatest event in human history. That's unarguable. I led the march. I gave the first speech. There was 7 million people that day. The work that we did was so incredible, so paramount. Now, granted, policing isn't perfect in this country, but it's 1,000 times better than it was. That was the Million Mass March. And look, it was diverse. Black, white, brown, had every single race. Male, female, young, old. That's why they were afraid of us. That's why we got no media traction, got no nothing. Now, I did lots of interviews in those days. I led the first march. I gave the inaugural speech. The first speech, I gave it. What a story. I could write a whole book just on that day. But we knew the Black Lives Matter was fucking co-op. We knew I mean, the narrative was out there. Oh, they hashtagged the word. Fuck, we were saying that fucking. We were saying Black Lives Matters, Brown Lives Matters, fucking All Lives Matter. Fuck, that was one of our chants at the Million Mass March. Clear back. You know, and so what they did to Julian, I mean, well, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. Now, it was really, originally John wanted to call it the Million Mass Man March in correlation with the 50th anniversary of Dr. King. John Anthony Fairhurst was part Cherokee, Native American, part African American, part Irish. And 6'3", 4", 2 different colored eyes. I mean, he was something else. It's very tragic to hear this news. So many of that group. And they were all on the right side of everything. All of us on the right side. We knew that all politicians, we knew that both parties were corrupt. We knew the fucking, you know, we weren't falling for the Trump shit. You know? We weren't falling for any of it. That's why we got no traction. And it's really simple. If you don't understand the algorithm on Google, you're not paying attention. By the way, the Great Salt Lake right there. We got San Diego weather. I mean, the lows are, you know, around freezing, 32. Highs in the 50s. What? Snow, Utah. What? Mid-50s. In the middle of December in Utah. I mean, this is usually the highs are in the 30s. I mean, it's winter. It's the heart of winter. No snow. Everything changed in 2011. We knew that. So she's been indicted on fraud, which I knew it. I knew it. Listen, the Million Mass March, we had rules. We didn't sell merch. Get your slave-made gear. I remember being at so-called Black Lives Matters Avenue, you know, and that's another thing that I'm so pissed off about. Trump got rid of the peace vigil, which that was correlated and tied in. The peace vigil was very tied in. There's a couple in the South. I believe they live in Georgia. She's as far left as you can get. Streaked out hair, freaking. He's as far right, camo, freaking gun-toter, you know, as they can get. I hooked them up. They're still married to this day. I mean, come together right now. Got to keep them separated. So I knew Black Lives Matter was a scam. I remember John Anthony Fairhurst was that smart, dude. Oh, he was all over stuff so early. Really early. He knew it. He was all over this. Knew that it was a scam. Knew that it was pure AstroTurf. Now, granted, the movement was giant, and so, of course, they've countered here at Weber State. Because it was started here at Weber State. You think that's a coincidence they countered? So they've countered here at Weber State, and I was with the group. I advised them young women on the Diversity Center. By the way, we got that through on Remember the 5th of November. Bootlicker Brad Morton said, oh, is he a racist? Well, it doesn't matter. Somebody asked me, one of the bigwigs here asked me the other day, they saw me on the campus, says, Kevin, is Brad Morton a racist? I says, what do you think? And I says, doesn't matter what I think. The bottom line is the proof's in the pudding. This young indigenous woman that was ready to speak here, they sent her a contract from Weber State here because the state of Utah countered against us, against Kevin Blanch, against the Million Mountain. They countered hard against us because they're co-opted here. And part of the they passed a bill inside the Utah State Legislature on anti-discrimination, to counter all this. No diversity, the bill. But the bill never said anything like this. Never. Even the person who wrote the bill has come out and says, what is Weber State doing? Weber State's turned out to be corrupt as fuck. And they sent her a list of words she couldn't say in the contract. She read the list. She put it online. Anonymously, she leaked it out, but everybody knows who put it out there. Good for her, man. One of the words is anti-racism. You can't say anti-racism on a state university? Even the person who wrote the bill comes out, so what does Weber State do? Weber State's turned out to be corrupt as fuck. And so, where's your soup can? Right? Left. So, she's been indicted on fire. We knew that, and really, I didn't find out about John's tragic death. I'd heard that he had died. I just found out the details recently. He had moved from Boston to Idaho City, Colorado. Drove off a mountain, the truck rolled and smashed him. Very sad. What a great dude. I mean, these people knew. Smart as fuck. What a brain. What a mind. I mean, all those interviews, everything that I did, every time I started talking, even RT would freaking interviews, but as soon as I started talking nuclear, cut us right off. You know, so it's important because it was started on the Fukushima nuclear energy meltdowns. The murder of Danielle Willard. The murder of Aaron Swartz. Now, Edward Snowjob's chip, why would he hand that to Glenn Greenwald? I asked Glenn Greenwald at the University of Utah to his face, where's the rest of the chip? You gotta put one out. Why would he hand that to Glenn Greenwald? Oh, fuck. Another phony. Laura, the MIT? Yep, you got it, MIT. We know the MIT's the head of the snake. You know, BB went to MIT. And so did Noam Chomsky, and, you know, I know Noam, I sat with him. And I remember the young woman that was with him at the Helen Caldecott Symposium, and I remember asking if that was his daughter or his granddaughter. It wasn't his daughter or granddaughter. I mean, the whole Epstein thing is nuclearism. Bill fucking Gates. Bill Gates stole the operating system from this university. Well, from Utah. Alan Ashley and Bruce Basham. Shift F-13. I mean, such an iconic university. #1 school business in the United States. #1 engineering. I mean, it's disgusting what they've done. So they countered the 7 words you can't say. Making international headlines. I talked to the one that runs the honors program here. You know, I'm one of the original ones back in the day. But they blackballed me and attacked me. All men know my history. Ask Fawn Brody from here what they did to her. And even the Mormon churches come out and agreed with everything she says. But they still won't. Ask Walt Masaka. You don't think they're racist here? Like the first player called in the history. I mean, they won't mention his fucking name around here. You know, I don't know why some of these... Oh, you look it up. Marquee alumni, Damian Lillard. Oh, fuck, please. Please. No, I don't think so. Walt Masaka, Fawn McKay Brody, you know, Javon Smith, what they did to him. Kevin Watch, I mean. But it is what it is. So, I think Black Lives Matter had a lot of good people involved in it. I know they did. There's a lot of good work, but the people that started it, oh, we hashtagged the word. I used to say, fuck it, really? That's the credibility? That's your creds? Your creds is you hashtagged the word. Oh, fuck them, please. Out in the street. That's where we used to meet. This is important because we did all the dirty work. All the dirty work, and they stole it. You know, but that's where it goes. The peace vigil's gone in front of the way, which is so disgusting and disturbing. I get it. I don't want to say that because I'm pissed off at some of the people that were running it, and we had it out a long time ago. I'm like, keep this bullshit up, we're going to go down. Oh, what a piece of shit. Fuck, is he the worst? I mean, just like Obama. Just like fucking, I mean. So, I wanted to get this up. We knew it. We knew it from day one what they were up to. Astroturf versus Grassroots. We didn't sell fucking merchandise. We didn't raise fucking money. I mean, it was fuck. So, I mean, sleeping in a sleep bag, no money, full of fucking AML leukemia. I mean, I slept on a fucking park bench that fucking night full of cancer. I got teed up. I got teed up by a guy who says, I got a place where you say, well, I'm full of AML leukemia, dying. I mean, I was so sick when I look at me. Fuck, I weighed 125 fucking pounds. I weigh 171 pounds in that fucking speech. Out in the street, and, you know, gotta keep, and look, the other thing too, the other Astroturf, this January 6th, fucking Astroturf as fuck. I can prove that. You know, when we the Million Mass March, you know, fuck. That day was intense. That day was so radical. So I stayed up all night, gave the, you know, fuck. I was sick. I didn't feel good at all. I mean, fuck, it was bad. People lied to me, but I made it work. We got to the Opolis. You know, the Little Red Fox running around early in the morning. We organized there, and both factions, John Anthony Farrer's group and Wendy's group, were fighting back and forth over the tactics and whatever. And I'm like, why don't you guys shut the fuck up? You know, come together. We're together. You can sit here and fucking fight, you know, and we had a lot of people there. And I wore the mask on my back of my head. Somebody gave it to me. So I talked to security early that morning, sans fucking way before the sun come up, in front of the White House, and they're all over me. Plainclothes cops coming up to me, looked just like they were part of our group. but I could tell they weren't. War Capitol Police, this is organic, dude. I don't know. We'll see. So I talked to head of White House security, and he was drilling me. They knew who I was the second they saw me, because I was at the peace vigil right there, and they're like, which one? I don't know. I have no idea. This is, and I gave that famous speech that morning, which I did every year for the few years. You're responsible for your own actions. We are a collective. We are a group, but individually, you are responsible. So if you do something crazy, whatever, it's on you. You know, be yourself. Be yourself. Do your thing. I mean, that's the whole thing. Free agency, individuality. And then I would say the prayer. Though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we fear no evil. For he comfort me and guide me with his rod and his staff. You know, and I'd go on. You prepare a table in front of my enemies. I mean, the oligarch creep fucking show are our enemies. For my cup overflow. Be yourself. Be strong. Be logical. Do what you got to do. So I walk over in front, and both these groups are fighting on the corner up there by the Oculus. We're going down 15th, down to the Lafayette, where we're going to give the speeches. Cop comes in, I think it's on Tuesday. Blanche yells at me. Yeah. Hold them back. We're going to give you a police escort. I said, you're full of shit. You giving us no fucking police escort? Yeah, hold them back for 5 minutes. We're going to give you that fucking mom. I'm going to hold them back. Good luck. So I danced and did my thing. Fucking speeches, flipping my suit can, whatever, and held them back just now. And they did give us police escorts. And we marched, just like the January 6th people, up to the Capitol. And it wasn't open the door and let them in. Sister Susie, Auntie Jim, open the door and let them in. No, hell no. You should have seen them. Riot gear. Fucking 2 full rows around. Oh, they were ready. Unlike the 6. I mean, more Astroturf. I mean, the Grassrooters were the people that shut down Senate off where we leaked all that shit. Those people were afraid of going to jail. To the AG's office in fucking California. I mean, the criminal derelicts. So we did so much fucking, where we shut down so many nuclear reactors. We fucking changed policing in this country big time. Fuck, this university, go ask that place. This is one of the best police forces in the country, this university. But the people that run this university are fucking criminals. Well, they're fucking derelicts. I mean, the 7 words you can't say. One of them is bias. One of them is anti-discrimination. Ah, fuck, are you kidding me? I mean, it's disgusting. So, all roads lead right here to the Stewart Library, the same library. Well, that's where I started it. You know, as you know, I called it the Post-Ignorance Project, and I agreed with John. And remember, I was full of cancer when I gave that speech. Really sick. I don't know how. And then Karen Lanning Lamp picked me up in an old fucking school limo, saved me, gave me a place to sleep over there. And then the next day is when Barack Obama called TEPCO into the White House. We were there, right at the gate. Here, TEPCO themselves. I mean, and they were Japanese, got called into the White House. We were standing right there, you know, because of the peace vigil right there, and retooled the cover up of Fukushima on Remember the 6th of November. But the Million Mass March versus Black Lives Matter, we knew Black Lives Matter was fucking co-op. We knew it was corrupt. These women supposedly hashtag fucking please. We knew that was bullshit. And again, John Anthony Fairhurst was half African American. You know, so we had all races in it. It wasn't one race versus no. Got to keep them separated. We knew that. Left, right, black, white, brown, old, young. You know, we had it all in that group. So that's why they're afraid of us. So she's been indicted. I just read that this morning. It's fucking disgusting what it does for fucking... Well, that's what happens with activism. Fuck. Talk about a fucking black eye, right? But we're not done. I mean, they put a lot of people in jail. They compromised. They slandered. Well, look what they did to Kevin Blanche. Fuck. My God. What they've done to me financially. You know, it's disgusting. I always thought somebody would come along. Some one of us would help me out. And, you know, I've got by with a little help from my friends, you know. But it was fundamentally started on the Fukushima nuclear energy meltdowns. That's what it was started on. The death of Danielle Willard right here. She was so, it's the most disgusting one of them all. She's a white girl from here. It's disgusting what they did to her. Aaron Swartz, downloading the server at MIT. BB's house. MIT is the head of the snake. Why would he get 35 years for a non-violent downloading the server with the PhD's house? No wonder I went. That's where I did my undergraduate work, right there in that building. Back when we had a real academic freedom. My marine biology work I did right there. My science work I did right there. I have credentials. They blackballed me. I wonder why. Fucking Kellen Blanch's the activist that wins. You know, and I don't believe in violence. Oh, they do. They do. Fucking. Where I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. I mean, my God, what a journey. Who knew? But we knew they were Astroturf. Selling merch. Get your merch. I remember being a so-called Black Lives Matter standing right there, looking at the tags. Get your merch made in China. Good Lord. Well, we didn't sell merch. We didn't raise money. We just, the collective. So, I wanted to get this up. Fukushima, the nuclear energy is the greatest event in human history. Don't tread on me, don't tread on me. Oh, they're treading all over you. It's called nuclear fallout. That's your worst enemy. What's Trump's legacy? Inflation, inflation, inflation. Radiation, radiation, radiation. Taxation without representation. I mean, that speech is so iconic that I gave a look back on it. Boy, were we all over it. Still are, still are. You know, and God bless everyone who was involved in that, has tragically passed away. So, what a fight, man. What a fight. Grassroots versus Astroturf. That's what I have this. Can you believe this weather? Stay tuned.